Straw Hut Media.
Hey guys, we are back and I am with these witches. Hey Els, how you doing?
This is going to be, honestly, I think this is going to be our favorite episode because we have Holly here, my long-term best friend of
Holly
7?
from Playboy is here. Woo!
How long have we been best friends? 7 years.
Yeah. We always change it. First we say like 6, 5, now it's 7.
I don't know. We have matching tattoos on our ring fingers. That's how close we are.
Oh, cute.
And yep, did you know that?
Yeah, I think I saw it on an Instagram post once. I was trying to act surprised.
Yeah, we have matching. And we actually got these while I was in a relationship with somebody else and I didn't tell him and I just uploaded it on my Instagram story. And the guy was like...
Well, you guys are always playing into the dating thing too because like Holly's like, everyone thinks I'm dating Els.
I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the tattoo.
And the making out.
Yeah, one time I started one time I started kissing her just a little bit on the lips while I was drunk. And my boyfriend was right there. She's like, your boyfriend was ready already.
And you're like, oh, sorry, I thought that was him.
And he was like this. He was like, and I was like, what?
Yeah, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I like when she does this with her arms.
Yeah, you do that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you never heard the story about me trying to fight this guy in Vegas?
No, tell me the story.
I mean, basically this guy came over and he was hitting on my friend's girlfriend. She was really wasted. He specifically said, watch her and make sure nobody comes up to her. And I really like this, but he's one of my good friends. So I took it seriously. And this guy comes up and starts talking to her as soon as he walks away. So I said, no, get away from her. She's wasted and can barely function. First off, why are you even talking to her? Then they started talking to us in a different language, but it seemed very aggressive. And I said, stop. I can't understand what you're saying. Get the F away from me. And we were also at a table where they just came and invaded our table. So it was just weird. So then I was like,
get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, it got really aggressive. And then they kind of started coming at me and I was like, oh shit. And Holly's like, all right, I'll get up. And
did you?
And then she acted like she was about to get up like this. And they're like, oh, okay.
I was like,
shit.
But I threw this coat at the guy and shit.
Like the zipper hit him.
Yeah, like a wet towel. I was like, get.
That was at the AVN Awards too.
It
so that was.
It was.
What is the craziest night you guys have ever had together? Like, what comes to mind? Like the craziest night? Because you guys have known each other for so long. There must be some doozies.
Are we allowed to say on
Yes, this is our show.
Yeah.
What's your craziest memory?
God,
I want a nut story.
I know.
There has we used to just stay up all night long. I know. Okay, nope. This is not. Nope.
Yes, go on. Go on.
Skip the staying up all been night long until 8 o'clock and going to work the next day.
At the time, I was working at Hustler and like with Mr. Flynn, and he'd be like, "Why do you look like hell?"
Yeah.
Oh, really? He would say you look like hell.
I lived around the corner from the Hustler building, so she would come over every day after work, and we would just binge drink wine and order food.
You guys used to be fun. This never happens for me anymore.
We used to be fun. Seriously, my husband would disappear for 3 months at a time, and we would just get so fucked up for those 3 months, and then he would come back, and we would act like I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs,
We're like Miley Cyrus. We used to be young and fun.
I'm imagining you two swinging on a wrecking ball in an apartment.
We probably have.
Oh my God. We would go to the Abbey every night. It would be empty sometimes. So we'd just get fucked up. One time I had one of my exes was there and he was like 75.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, Hall, my ex is here. And she's like, who? I'm like, that one. And she's like, the 80-year-old man sitting there. I was like, yes. Let's go.
He had a lot of hot girls around him, so I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
He really did. I was like, who, that man with all the hot...
Father time over there.
80. He literally was like 80. I'm not joking.
She has a type.
Yeah.
Or did.
Yeah. We all have types, let's be real.
Don't you think they change over time, though?
No, mine hasn't. I still have the same.
Yeah, you love big tits, brown hair.
Yes. She likes them to be slutty looking.
Super slutty.
I do.
Which is a compliment.
Slutty is a compliment.
Yeah. Like,
Slutty's
it's massive sex appeal. It's taking the word back, slutty. Slutty is a good thing. You can be a slut if you want to be, and it's sex appeal.
Men have been sluts for years, so now I think it's okay for women to be sluts.
Yeah, totally.
And
I mean,
they're
I
hot.
love being a slut.
Yeah, me too.
I want to be
I
one.
actually was following this one girl that she did motivational speaking, and she said something, and she said, "And if you're a hoe, don't follow me." And I literally clicked, and I was like, "Unfollow? I guess I can't follow you because I am a hoe."
Way to
like,
get
I
rid
don't
of all
know
your
what-
followers.
Yeah, I literally was, and then the next post I creeped
Instagram.
again.
It's only hoes.
Yeah, why are you on Instagram if you don't want to be a hoe?
Yeah.
You know, she was
serious.
very like conservative. I actually liked her conservative views, and then I was
You
like,
liked them?
Some of them. I
That old
don't-
Mennonite
I don't
coming back
always-
in there.
I know, right? I don't always agree with everything, but I still like some conservative views. Like, I don't think you have to sleep with everybody if you don't want to, just because everybody else is. You know what I mean? Like,
But
I think-
anti-sex worker, that's so
oh no,
gross.
oh no,
Come on.
no.
Live and let live.
Yes,
Holly is
people.
very passionate about supporting sex workers.
Yes, she definitely
Some of my
is.
best friends.
are
Yep.
sex workers.
Well,
Yeah.
and then also hoes.
Yeah.
Hoes.
You're not a hoe, James. She's a hoe herself, so she.
I've been a
used
hoe
to
at
be-
times. I'm just trying to
I haven't been
rediscover
a hoe
myself.
lately, just to put it out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been really,
And none of us have.
really
No, right.
What?
you need that clock that goes.
None of us have been acting like hoes, and then
Yeah,
You
and
looked
we
at
just
me?
stopped.
no, I
Oh.
thought about myself
Oh.
for a second.
It's like
Secret
the
hoe.
cricket sound.
Secret hoe.
Yeah.
You need the cricket sound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
need to dust the cobwebs off my mussy. Oh, gross. I can't believe I even just said
That is so nasty.
Oh,
Why
God.
does he do that?
I am now more gay, people. Thinking about
Why does
mussies.
he do that?
Mussy.
Gross us out like that all
I
the
don't know.
time. He always comes over and grosses
Classic
us out
me.
and then leaves.
Why do you
Yeah.
do this? I know.
Classic me.
Yes.
So you guys,
Coming over.
I'm so glad that we're all here together. Tell me the stories. I want to know more stories.
More stories
Oh.
about that. You know how I met Holly?
No.
She harassed me on a red carpet.
Oh, man, now it's
Swear.
harassment.
Yeah, no, I was joking.
This was a different time.
No, it wasn't harassment, but it was an industry party or something, remember? I
Yeah,
forget
it
who
was
would-
the ex-biz like pre-nom.
Pre-nom.
They have like a pre-nom party.
So I was on the red carpet, and Holly kept going over the photographers and stuff and handing her card. She's like, "Hey, you're so pretty. Take my card." And then she'd go to the next photographer that was like, "Hey, you're so pretty. Take my card." And I had like 5 cards by this lady. I'm like, "Who's this crazy lady giving me all these cards?"
It worked.
And we've been best friends since.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew who she
Really?
was. So she hadn't worked with Hustler at the time, but I knew who she was.
Yeah.
No, Hustler did my first ever scene.
Oh, did they
yeah.
really?
And
Okay.
remember, I won
Maybe
best
I
sex
wanted
scene.
to do more with you.
No
That was-
magazines, I don't think.
That's what it was.
Hustler was your very first sex scene.
Yes, it was. And I actually,
Wow.
not my very first sex scene, but at one time I did win best sex scene, and it was for Hustler one year.
Mm. So I wanted to work with her more. And so I was like, I'm just going to keep giving her my card.
Yeah. And then I went to the Hustler Christmas. I went to the Seychelles.
That was a crazy
I
story.
came back, and Holly's like, "Do you want to come to this Christmas party?" And the Hustler Christmas party, I went, and then
It was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. They rent out the whole hotel.
Mm-hmm.
My date was Elsa and Lana Rhodes.
Yep.
Ooh,
So
good
I was
team.
probably the envy of every male in the world.
Really corporate party.
Yeah, yeah.
Holly actually had 3 dates. Her other date,
Oh, yeah.
her tit fell out at the dinner table, and when she was talking, and it was like
How long was she talking for first?
It kept falling out. It was all night.
What were you wearing? I can't imagine her wearing something
No,
wearing
not my
tits like
tit.
that. Oh,
Not Holly's
My
date, her
other
other
dates.
date.
Oh.
Her other
Oh,
date.
yeah.
Her really hot third date. Her
Yeah.
tit fell out, and the funny part is that she's trying to promote these new bras that are really supportive, and literally her nipples. And yeah, she's like,
So
I love
much
these
support.
bras.
She was like, and so then all the men started crowding
Yeah.
around me
'Cause she just had a
I had
boob
the
out.
girl, I
She
had
had no
Lana Rhodes,
idea.
Elsa, and the girl whose
With her-
tit kept falling.
Yes.
oh my God. That is so funny.
Meanwhile, it's like everybody's dressed to the teeth because Hustler did like fancy. Corporate.
It was really fancy.
Yeah.
Like it really was a fancy.
Yeah, I remember Hustler being fancy. Like in my mind, if I think of Hustler, like it's not.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's not like a low tier thing. Like Hustler is definitely.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know
Was it
Some of
either.
the, so it's like
I think for
MILF
the
squirting school part 20. Like we had to make 20 of those titles.
I know. I know.
One wasn't enough, you know?
No, people love the MILF squirting
School.
school. Ugh.
Why are they at school?
Well, I don't know.
I guess maybe they come up there's an award for like the most creative porn title.
Yeah.
that
Oh my God,
people
so they
read.
just
And
have to
people
think-
really try to come up with the
They
most
just
creative.
type it into ChatGPT and they're like,
Probably
what's
now.
the
They didn't have
most
Chat
insane?
GPT at the time. So
Yeah.
they used to do like copy really famous movies, like what Wet Dreams Will Come instead of What Dreams Will Come.
Ah.
Yeah.
And kind of like
Just
People
play
can
on
be
the
pretty
words.
creative in porn. I'm not gonna lie.
and then we used to do like This Ain't the Monsters, so we wouldn't get in trouble.
Wait, what?
They would always like copy something famous and write This Ain't.
And they actually do really huge movies. Like if the new Spider-Man comes out, like a mainstream
Oh, yeah.
one, then porn
Spider-Man.
will go.
This
Then
ain't
porn will go
Spider-Man.
do like a huge, extravagant like. They did Power Rangers. They do like a whole costume, a whole like they get like what
I
are those
heard
things
that.
called that you put on your face?
Yes.
Prosthetics and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Like when King Charles's coronation was, and then they made like a coronation
Yes,
porn
yes.
of like him
Yeah.
fucking Camilla or whatever.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh my God, they're so on trend with like what's going
Yeah,
on
they
in the world.
do.
Like when you're having a big moment in the press a lot, then they're like, this is the moment for our King Charles.
I don't think
Like-
that one did that well.
Yeah, oh, I know. Actually, we should look it up. Like, what would they even be? Him just being like,
Ugh, I don't want to know.
that is super sick.
Yeah. Both of those are very unattractive people. So
Okay, so why were the MILFs at
Well,
school?
you're
Why were the MILFs at school? They were dropping their kids off and they accidentally
okay, I'm not
squirted?
really sure if it was
like
I don't think it was called MILF school. That was the first thing that
okay.
came to my
yeah, they're
head.
good titles. But I guarantee
Shut
there's-
up, I'm looking
there
it up.
really
MILF
is
school.
Squirting Middle
Squirting
School
school.
200. I'm telling you because
There's going to be something. There's
And you
something
know how
for-
they do fake squirting scenes? Is sometimes they'll have
Yeah,
you
pee.
pee, or sometimes I've done squirting scenes where they'll fill you up with a douche with water,
Oh, yeah.
and then you quick put the dick in and you clench the water in, and then they'll piece it together, and then you'll lift up
Oh.
and push out the water.
Oh, gross.
God, that's a filtration.
I knew it was
system.
fake because men
All
are
over
really good
people's
at making
beds and
ladies
stuff.
squirt.
Oh.
You know that. I was like, yeah, that guy did not make that girl squirt.
No.
Well, there's a
no.
big
Do you
debate
believe
always
in
about
squirting?
that.
I made a girl squirt a couple times.
What did it
Do you
taste
think you
like?
really did?
Yeah, well, I know I
Oh,
did
okay.
because it was like,
What did it taste like? Pee?
no, it didn't taste like pee, but I was really kind of like, whoa, what is this?
Like, oh no, she's broken. Something broke her. Oh.
So it didn't taste like anything?
It kind of tastes like nothing, and it's like it's almost, it is like,
So it's a fluid so maybe squirting is real.
we should look it up. We should, but it's like,
Where's this squirting
it
girl
gushes
at?
out like of the
Yeah,
vagina.
let's call her.
All at once?
Let's call her.
Call the Heartbreakers Hotline, squirting girl. And those MILFs that go to school and can't control themselves, peeing everywhere.
And the tit coming out girl. That would be
Yeah.
the funnest
Yeah, I want to
show.
know what happened to her bra support line. That's for
Oh my
sure.
god! Probably,
Just everyone walking around with tits
she
out
probably
and
is
like.
gonna watch this.
I will say that her bras are wonderful and
They're
everyone should
wonderful.
buy
We
them.
actually really like her as a person. She's so nice.
And she's super hot.
yeah, she is. And
That's
we
a
like
funny
when her
story
tits-
how I met her.
We like when her tits fall out. We'll invite her out more.
Yeah.
She's fun. Her tits are always
She
out.
always wants to make out when she's drunk.
Oh
She's a really fun
god.
girl.
On that note,
Oh
I would
my
love
God.
to. Oh yeah.
No, we were gonna tell the producers about how
Oh yeah. Okay. Go.
remember my situationship, and I was like, oh, am I in a situationship or not? I go out to dinner with Holly, and my friend comes and she's holding my hands
God.
and she's crying to me, and I'm like, oh my god, are you dying? Even Holly like looks to the side.
I
She's
can't
like,
hear
I
it.
can't
It's
listen
too
because
loud
it
in
seems
there.
and then it seemed like super personal, and she goes, I'm fucking, or I fucked the guy, right? But I've been fucking him for 5 years, so I don't think that's appropriate to fuck my most used booty call. And then she said, I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant by him.
Ew.
But she was
My
telling
best
him-
friend. This is one of my best friends.
Not me. I
One
just,
of my best
telling it
friends.
to him like she was, I reckon, like gloating though, not being like, oh, this has happened. I'm sorry. Like,
So I
think-
just said, I was like, oh, okay, because we have like an open situation, right? But then I went home, we got drunk, and I texted Holly, I go, I forgot to tell you what my friend told me. She's like, no,
she was
she
so
can't be
cool.
your friend anymore if she's gonna sleep with the people I'm sleeping with. So I sent her a text and I said, I can't be your friend. I don't trust you anymore, and you can't sleep with the people.
You
that I
handled
sleep
that
with."
really well.
I did. I said it very nice. I said, I
you
wish you luck.
did. And I think that probably made her feel worse because
Isn't
she was
that
probably
crazy
expecting you to be.
sleep? and she even told me, she's like, I know you guys like kind of date. You guys have like a dating situation.
But I fucked him anyway.
But I fucked him, and
I don't think she's smart enough to realize
she
she's
said
even
the whole
doing
time
something
I was
wrong.
thinking about would you care or not. I felt so bad. I said, but you still did it, and you still didn't even take a plan B after. And the problem is he doesn't know he fucked my best friend, and he doesn't know that she's pregnant.
Yep.
I was going to say, what about his role in this?
He can sleep with whoever he wants.
Yeah,
I
because they
can sleep
have
with
an
whoever
open- yeah.
I can sleep with whoever I want. But I think if she went to him and said that she's best friends with me, he wouldn't have done it out of respect.
It's just
but
that,
she
There's a
DM'd
bit of
him,
girl
had to have
code there.
DM'd him and approached him.
Oh,
so
she for sure DM'd him. There's no way he DM'd her. Like, he's not looking for a random girl with, what did she have, like 2,000 followers? Give me a break.
Yeah,
Oh,
she would have
it's
only
so
gotten to him
random
by
girl.
being associated with her.
Yeah. Yep.
So
which is so messed up.
And he probably saw that you follow her.
right.
So-
Yeah.
No, I don't think he goes that deep into it.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
probably
think
right.
he
He's
does.
probably just like, okay, this whole.
I don't think he does. I think if I even showed a photo of her, he would be like, who?
I do too.
I'm not even trying to be mean.
I know.
So that's that. And I went over there and he was sick and I was helping take care of him. And then I walked out. I didn't tell you
I did
guys
say
that.
I did say that. I
Oh.
thought you should.
You
tell
walked out. Did you have a conversation? Is that why, or you just walked out because
He
you're like,
fell
I
asleep
can't.
and I walked out and I was like, I almost wanted to like, I was like, so like, ugh.
I did think you should.
She
tell
ruined
him.
it for you.
And I was like, and I haven't spoken to him since he's hit me up. He was like, can I come pick you up tomorrow? Can I come pick you up Friday?
Yeah. But see, that sucks because that's so disrespectful, and she fucking ruined that. You had something good going there, like
Yeah.
no strings attached.
And it worked.
Yeah, and it worked, and now it's in your head.
Yeah.
like that's fucked up, dude.
I know.
I really hate this woman.
Well, the way that she came to you and
I
told
do.
you
I
was
fucking-
kind of
And she
just
put me
like-
on the spot and everybody's there at dinner. It's loud in there.
I couldn't
Yeah.
hear her. I
And
could just
then-
see the drama. I was like, what's going on? Because we were at Delilah and it's so loud and dark.
I don't think she's pregnant. She got wasted
No,
on that,
she's
you guys are
just
saying.
fucking-
Yeah.
She's so dramatic. She was trying to make out with me in the bathroom.
Right.
And I was like, ew. Like,
Pregnant lady, get away from me.
Holly hates pregnant ladies too.
I do.
Oh, you
They
don't have a
does.
pregnant
She
women
doesn't
fetish?
like
They really scare me.
She's really scared of pregnant ladies.
Oh, really? Why? What's going to happen there, baby?
I think so. My sister told me her feet grew.
That scares me.
Yeah. So, like, I'm thinking in my head when she said that, like, what else?
It does.
grow? Like,
Your feet do grow, and your nose can grow. Everything. Will
yeah,
grow.
it just like totally changes you. And sometimes I've been watching this show, The Changeling, where the lady like freaked out because she hasn't.
Oh, I'm watching that too. It's
It's
so
so
good.
And I'm like, oh my God, like they can get really like depressed and it's just
It's actually really serious.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was a witch that put a spell on her. I don't know if that happens in real life.
That can happen. That can happen. Witches put spells on people
This
all
one.
the time.
I was more talking about the postpartum depression, not the spell from the witch.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is all we do is all three sit here and argue with each other over stupid
I
shit.
fucking hate this podcast. Heartbreakers Hotline. Let's answer those questions. My spouse and I both want to lose weight, but I feel like only one of us is really keeping up their end of the bargain. And my spouse is constantly complaining about it not working. How do I approach this delicately? They're constantly making excuses as to why it's okay to cheat the diet.
Well, have you heard of Ozempic?
I'm on Ozempic. Everybody knows. I have lost 8 pounds in 3 weeks.
I would not say anything. I don't like when people comment on my diet. It makes me really upset.
I know.
So if I was
But
trying to
they've
lose
entered
weight-
into this
Yeah,
together.
yeah. No,
And you're
that's-
like, let's make a pact. We're going to do this together, because it is hard when you're living with someone to not eat the same food. Actually, Maria, your roommate, Oral, always says this to you.
Oral.
She
Yeah,
always
what
says
is
this. I'm
going
tired today. Okay. My brain is a little bit mushed.
I did my therapy this morning, still drunk from last night, and I totally know that my therapist totally knows that I was still
She's
drunk
like,
Oh.
because I got back at 3, did it at 6:30.
Let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that you could definitely just be like,
I think you should tell the partner, look, we made this thing
Yeah.
together. You bringing chips and shit in the house is fucking up my mojo.
Yes.
Please stop.
yes, I don't think you need to do it delicately.
No.
It's like, are we doing this or are we not?
Yeah, like if not,
I still want to
Yeah.
continue to do it with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Try
and
to,
be
like-
very
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and plus, like, you're stuck with them in that house. You can't be too rude to them.
It's
Tell them-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
my
I mean, it's
compassion level
hard. The
today
times
is
where I've but haven't been able to eat certain things,
Yeah.
and then my significant other's eating them. I actually have had to get up and walk out of the room because I can't like smell
Well, that's
it
self-control,
or,
though.
You
So
know,
that's a good point. I think you need to have a bit of self-control for yourself because it's like you can't just. I mean, you got to be able to put it down yourself. Like, there's always going to be food
That's true.
around that
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
supposed to eat. So maybe you are being a bit of a.
I think it's worse when remember like when I said her name.
we can believe it.
Oops. Remember that girl? And she couldn't eat corn or soy
Oh
or
my god,
what else couldn't she eat?
everything.
Yeah.
She wasn't allowed any food.
Yeah. And so you would go out to eat with her and you'd be like, what the fuck are we eating? Just like lettuce? Like, you
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah, and she would bring her own sauces.
Yeah, she would
out
have
of
this
plastic
like
bag. She would bring to pull them out
And
of her
it's-
purse.
I
and-
know who you're talking about. So she only ate lettuce. I find that hard to believe.
Oh God, let's not be mean.
You're so rude. You're
I am a little bit twisted today. Okay.
She won't watch this. So.
No, she doesn't
She's too busy
care about
watching
us
herself.
at all.
No.
Yeah. I think my
doesn't care
husband is
about
going to
anybody
leave me.
but herself.
My husband's going to leave me. What do I do? For context, I'm disabled and a cancer survivor, and I understand being with me might not be typically easy,
Oh my
but we've been together
goodness.
13 years and he's withdrawing and becoming distant. Oh my
Oh,
God.
ew.
Okay, wow, that's a really tough one to hear. What does she do?
I don't even know what to say on that. That's like that
That
was
is-
like that guy
I'm
who
sorry, you
cheated
don't
on
do
his
that.
wife. Remember, he was like a politician. He cheated on his wife that had breast cancer, and she was like in and out of the hospital, like dying. I think it was Gary Hart, his name was, but he cheated on her during that time.
You cannot do that.
John Edwards, and he got like such bad press, rightfully so, because he was a major douchebag. Yeah.
This reminds me of that story I was hearing a couple of weeks back or months back where a lady's dying wish was to sleep with her ex. And the husband was really upset because they've been married for like 20 years. And she's like, really? I've been sitting here caring for you all this time. And now she wants to go and sleep with her ex as her dying wish. I think it's hard for the husband having to be, I mean, sorry, like it is very sad. She has cancer.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like she's disabled, but it's hard for him too. So I think the only way you're going to get through it is communication and therapy. Maybe this is a lot for him to take on as well.
It seems like he's already confirmed that he's leaving.
Yeah.
She says, I think my husband's
Oh,
going
I
to leave
think
me.
so. Yeah, you know, I say jump straight into couples
Yeah.
therapy, and that's like the next day you need
So
to go
I don't
straight
want to be
into couples.
one-sided, but like it's just like
It's hard
he's
for
having a
both
hard time
people.
too. Yeah.
I mean, I personally, for me, I could never even leave somebody with any. It's hard. Like it's so hard when somebody's sick. Like, you know, that doesn't sit right with me. But then I could see how it's hard for the other person. But-
Also for her, I mean, if he's already like pulling back, sometimes like we all been in relationships where you're like, this person
can
is
feel it.
losing interest.
You can feel it.
Like just pull the Band-Aid off. Sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and maybe she can find somebody while
That-
she's
yeah.
getting treatment that's also single.
Yes. Do you know what that happened to? Well, one of the nurses. So my friend, she was dying of cancer, and then the nurse that was looking after her ended up getting together with the husband, but like in a really nice way because they were able to bond over.
Mhm.
Like she'd been looking after his wife, and then she ended up dying. But then they were so lovely; they were friends. Like, and she was this really nice carer. And now they're together. So you're right. There is.
Mr. Flint's wife was
A nurse.
Was
Yep.
his nurse.
Yep.
Oh,
and that's
wow.
Larry
Flint's
Flint's wife.
Yeah.
See, so you never know how that stuff's going to work. So to Holly's point, yes, you should just rip the Band-Aid off, treat it as if you've got every day left in
he's
the
already
world.
disconnected anyways.
You'll
Like,
Man.
find someone that's
Cold.
yeah.
I know, it is. I mean, it is.
Cold.
It sucks.
I really do hate that though.
I do too.
I've been dating my boyfriend for a year and a half and we haven't had sex yet. We're both 24. Sadly, it's me who isn't ready yet. He's been so patient with me. I don't know why I don't just feel ready. Do you think I'm going to lose him if I make him wait longer?
No, my little sister was with her boyfriend since like 14, and they didn't have sex until she was like 19, and he's 5 years, and he
5 years. Wow.
And they didn't have sex. There's some men that are okay with that. And I don't think that if you don't want to have sex, I don't think anybody should force themselves to have sex in any situation until you're 100% comfortable. But maybe it could be a conversation
They're
with
24.
him. Well, some people aren't ready.
What if they did? Okay, what if you don't have to have full on sex, but you can do
oral.
like oral
Why don't you
shit
wanna
or
have
hand
sex yet?
jobs or get a fleshlight
Mm-hmm,
for him and watch him like do stuff with the fleshlight?
Oh yeah, watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what you were saying, why don't she want to have sex? I think if she explored the reasons why, and maybe she's just not ready emotionally.
He's been really patient with her, is what she's saying too.
I don't think he's going to leave her.
Yeah.
I don't think so. If he's stuck it out until they're 24, I don't think he's leaving her, which is good.
But there's a deeper issue there. She's 24 and she's been with him for a year and a half. Why are you not wanting to at least try?
Well,
things
some people
yet
have
with him?
sexual traumas that
That's something that she needs to unpack. And you will lose him if you don't deal with the unresolved issues that you have, or at least explain them to him.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
For sure.
I agree. I still love the fleshlight idea.
Yeah.
Anything
and
untreated
the
is
oral.
horrible. STIs, and, like anything that you don't treat is going to affect other people because you're going to fuck someone else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. We know we've all done it to people. Hurt people hurt.
That's right.
My husband admitting to having an emotional affair with a co-worker, nothing physical or sexual, but definitely emotional. He confessed he thinks about wanting to have sex with her. We're both 30, she's 22. What do I do? Is it possible to rebuild the trust?
Well, yeah.
Well, why are you pointing at me?
Because I was going to say, go ahead and speak to be the gentleman.
Holly, you answer.
Yeah, because he told you. He didn't have to tell her this, that he was having an emotional affair, right? So he told her. So he wants to communicate that this is happening to her. I'm all for communication. I hate when people when they ghost you or they don't communicate and you don't fucking know. So I say, yes, you can work on this.
By the way, he's totally the reason why he's telling her that he's thinking about having sex with her is because he
already
wants,
did it.
No, he wants to try and see her reaction of like three-way or maybe like a cuck situation or whatever. You don't just go and tell people, I'm thinking about having sex with this girl, unless you want them in on it. You would just keep it to yourself or go have an affair or whatever. He's trying to gauge her reaction to see.
I think that he's I think that he actually is right now being physical with her, and he's maybe having feelings for her, and so he's trying to tell his wife it's just emotional when it's really not. I also personally, for me, I think it's a bigger threat to be emotionally invested in somebody. I mean, my lifestyle is so different, but I could totally have sex with somebody and have no connection to them whatsoever. My connection is truly off of emotional. And so I think that that's a huge threat. Yeah. Because when you're emotionally invested in somebody and you like them, the sex is always fire, even if it's boring. Even if it's just regular sex, it will always be good if you're emotionally invested.
Yes.
Who knows if this girl even wants you? She's 22 and you're 30 and she...
Yeah, watch him go. Yeah. And she's like, we're just friends. We're not
like,
even
what?
like...
I literally just passed you a pencil and like grabbed you a coffee. And he's like,
texted you a
she
few
wants
times.
me. Because guys are so delusional.
They really are.
Yeah. Trust
hates
me.
men.
I don't hate men, but it's always
She
so
hates straight
interesting
men.
when, like, because I've been friends with Elsa and these, like, disgusting dudes think they have a chance with her. I'm like, ew, what?
Holly gets so upset. She'll like start pushing guys. One time I was trying to get out of Delilah and she started fighting this guy and I had to scream my number over. I was like, I'm not obviously going to say my number. I was
just please don't.
screaming my number to the guy. And
But
she
he
took my
grabbed her
phone.
like,
yeah.
so
I was like,
I didn't know she was screaming the number. Also, I saw was someone grab her and she's
did
like
grab
this
me.
big. So I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
he
take
did
your
grab
fucking hands off.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did the Elsa arms.
He did got me, which is not cool.
Here's a wild one.
I did fuck him after though.
After all that,
Oh,
I fought the dude for
jeez.
nothing.
Yeah.
That was why
And he
she.
gave me an IV.
Oh, nice.
He's like, your friend
for
was a
one.
total bitch. Here's an IV. Yeah.
Here's a wild one. My husband told me 4 months ago he wanted a divorce, that he was having an affair and wanting to move on. It hurt at first, especially because I was the primary caretaker for his sick mother, and she treated me like shit. But then on my way to work, I was mugged and got stabbed because the man was mad I didn't have much stuff or money. I've been staying with my mum, and now my husband won't leave me the fuck alone. He feels terrible and wants to stay married, but I don't. Thoughts?
Yeah, get divorced.
So much to unpack here.
That's
This
a lot
poor
of-
lady got stabbed.
Feels like a Lifetime movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And she had to look after his sick mom, and
I
she
say-
treated you like shit.
I say just leave because
Yeah.
sometimes people just push it way too far and you just can't love them anymore. It's not about being in love with them or not. You just don't have the ability to do
Yep.
it anymore because
I
they've gone
agree.
to such extreme.
Yeah. Stay away. You don't need to go
He's-
back and read this book. He's also
Yeah.
just feeling the fact that she's gone now.
And yes,
She's
and
not
he's
living with
feeling,
him
yeah,
anymore,
he's
yeah.
feeling that avoid.
Yeah,
that-
people
He's probably looking after his own mom, and she's a bitch to him
yeah,
now.
like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Fuck, you
yeah.
close the door
Where did
on
that
that.
nice lady
Yeah.
go that used to do all this shit
Yes,
for
because
me?
then you start to
yeah.
realize when that person's gone, like, oh, they did used to take care of my mom. I didn't realize how hard
Yes.
that was. Oh, they
Yeah.
did used to straighten up, or they did, and then he probably had another girl that he left her for, and then she was trash.
Right.
The 80-20 rule.
If you
most
combine,
people have, when they're with their significant other, that person's 80% of what they want, but they'll go and cheat on the 20% to make it 100%, and then they'll go and leave that person thinking that they have 100% because they're so
Wow.
fulfilled in both relationships. It's called the 80-20.
I never heard that. That's fascinating, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and then they're like, fuck, this person is like nothing compared to who I had.
You don't know what you got to. It's gone.
I love that. Like, I secretly just want to be there as a fly on the wall when they realize it.
Yeah.
I love it too.
I know. I've thought that about my ex
too.
before.
And I love to be like,
Yeah. It happens so
yes.
often, though. I do see it. Like,
Yeah.
out there.
I feel like I am the queen of the shit right now. Say my name, say my name, yeah, yeah. Say my name,
Next segment, all about Holly. Holly Ruprecht. Holly
and we're the
Ruprecht.
three best friends.
Yes.
When
Okay,
It's like a jingle.
Holly, you
You
run
know that
marketing
from-
for Playboy. What is it like in the 21st century? It's such an iconic brand, but it has to evolve, right? Tell me about that.
I love working at Playboy. It's a brand that has evolved. We are
Lesbians and gays in there.
lesbians and gays, women in
had
power.
trans, right? Somebody on the cover? No?
Oh yeah,
Even
yeah,
though
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We have put men on the cover, which I always try not to read the comments because people get
They get really upset.
Woo,
Yeah.
man. But it starts a conversation, so I guess it's a good thing. But
Mhm.
we have totally changed.
Yeah.
We work with sex workers now. When I started working there 5 years ago, we didn't
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. We have
Holly forced me to be one of their first. It's true. And then I was like one of the top sellers until Kylie Jenner came in.
yeah.
Oh, really?
And I got
Uh,
downgraded to second.
She still is one of top searched
Yeah.
Yeah.
terms. She still is one of them.
Yeah.
And she
I love
posts for
that.
the magazine.
But Holly was the person that was like, you gotta have the top industry girls in there.
yeah.
You are a real champion for sex workers and for lesbianism. Just kidding.
You really?
But seriously.
Yeah.
That's a lot
really
to carry.
Yeah, I know you.
Jesus.
You're so passionate about
Sex
sex workers.
Well, it's because of you. I mean, I love
know.
you.
I
You're a
know.
person. You're not I can't understand when people just
I think because you see personally how I have to deal with certain things. And I think honestly, when I'm sobbing and, I think you see that
Yeah.
and other people,
Yeah.
they don't get to see how there has been times where it is rough for people in the industry.
yeah, it's really it upsets me so much. I get really upset about it.
You work for Naked Sword and Hustler as well. What is the difference between, let's say, Hustler and Playboy?
Well, besides the content, Hustler was hardcore and we don't do hardcore. But they're both iconic brands. They both have the magazine. We have we have Honey Burdette. They have their own stores. And they were both run by these men that fought really hard for freedom of speech, like Hefner did and Mr. Flint did. So I feel really fortunate to have worked for both of them. Honestly,
it's kind of amazing. And what about Naked Sword? I need to know about that.
Yeah, Naked Sword is the largest gay porn site on the internet.
I didn't know that you worked for them.
Yeah, that's how I got my start. I got my start in gay porn.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Because you hate dick. Like, seriously.
You had to look at dicks all day.
How was it? Did you like throw up every day? Or
She's throwing up every day.
did you hold a trash can?
Well,
She really does hate dicks.
She
Like, you
hates
can't even
dick.
mention them to her. She's
If,
like,
and if it's in the shape of a dick, she freaks out. And
this microphone is giving me anxiety. No, I didn't throw up, but it wasn't my favorite thing to look at. But there are some vaginas I don't want to look at too. Like I don't want to look at every single vagina.
what would be the biggest like myth about gay porn, or like something that people wouldn't know about gay porn? Like, are they mostly straight and they have to do gay
There
porn
are a lot
before?
of straight, and I'm using air quotes, men in gay porn, but it's like,
They
are
have
you
to do
really
it, right?
straight?
So do they have to do it to get to the straight porn? Like, to be
No,
able to
they're
do
not
that?
necessarily.
I tell you that for a while when somebody shot, because of how people viewed people
porn.
shooting gay porn, it actually was such a problem. If somebody from gay porn came into the straight side, then people are actually getting blacklisted for working with people who cross over. It's called a crossover. And now the industry is completely okay with it. But 7 years ago when I started, it was like my agent actually told me, don't work with anybody that has shot gay. It was like a very homophobic type of industry, believe it or not.
Champion for gays, champion for lesbians, and champion for sex workers at Playboy. Holly, how do you do it all and then maintain such a gorgeous hairdo?
I am a saint.
She has pink short hair for people who are just listening. It's very pink. Tell us about Playboy Centerfold and its subscription service. I really want to know about that. So Elsa is one of the founding creators. I know that. What is it very similar to OnlyFans, or how different is it?
I hate that question. I don't hate OnlyFans. They really did pave the way for sex workers and content creators to empower their careers and do content as they would. We're totally different. We have the same tools to monetize, but we're a brand. We're a lifestyle. You don't see people, well, maybe sometimes, wearing OnlyFans, but you will see Playboy everywhere you go. You will see it in China. You will see it all worldwide. We're more of a lifestyle brand. We're more of a family. I talk to creators all day long.
It's true. I truly believe that they make you feel like they really feel like there's times where I'm like, wow, these people are really good. And they try to really do that. I mean, that's because you're so we got to be a family. Don't you think? Or no?
I feel like when you first came into the office, people were like, they didn't know, like they never met a porn star.
Yeah, they're almost like kind of scared.
Yeah,
Really?
they were a little like, oh my God. But then they're like,
They literally have a porn magazine. I mean, they're the nude pictures in Playboy magazine.
See, they don't consider it really porn.
Yeah, it's just naked women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not, when you say porn, I think of Hustler.
A lot of times when in the industry, people they would want to work for Playboy so badly, and people would be like, you can't do it because you did porn. Like it really was, they definitely, I wouldn't consider Playboy porn at all, actually.
No. Although he did have Tara Patrick on the cover before, who's a big porn star. So, something changed, and then we changed it again. Thankfully for like people like Elsa.
You've always been at the forefront, like Playboy, especially of the forefront of change and speaking up and having a voice in, taboo subjects like that. So that's really cool. So joining Playboy.com Centerfold is just as easy as going online, and
anyone can join. And I always get this question, like, well, just because you join doesn't mean we're going to give you a photo shoot. It doesn't mean we're going to, but those opportunities are there for creators.
I think that's
to show their face for sure, because it's hard to get a hold of somebody that works there to be like, I want to work for you. So I think that is a good opportunity for people that want to be more involved with Playboy to show them that, this is who I am. They might even be like, Playboy's look. That's really smart.
And to come up on their radar. I mean, join the platform, put your content there.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to get scouted then by being in there. And then also if you're making money and you're building a fan base inside of there,
They love it.
there's so
They'll
many
see
other
that.
available opportunities. Like then you could end up getting selected for a photo shoot for the e-commerce site for the clothing.
Yep.
Or you can have a shoot where I saw something today actually on Playboy's thing about a photo shoot in Miami coming up for your new liquor brand.
Yep.
I mean, those opportunities are all provided by, being creators on the platform first and,
Mm-hmm.
paying your dues in there, making them some money and then, proof of concept. I think it's kind of genius.
You have, but you
Yeah.
have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You can't just sign up and then we're like, oh, we'll put you in a photo
exactly.
shoot.
Well, like anything in this world, like you can't just show up and be like, I'm here, I have
I
arrived,
feel like people,
Yeah.
they just assume that they're okay.
Some creators, I mean, the majority of creators I work with they get it.
Respectful, yeah.
they
Yeah.
get
For
it.
sure.
But there's some that they're like, well, how come, Madison is always showcased and Madison's one of the top creators,
Yeah.
and so it makes sense for us to showcase her.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But you can get at her level if you put in the work.
Yeah.
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 So
It's genius. I love it. Everybody go to playboy.com and sign up and see if you'll get approved.
Mhm. Oh yeah, you do have to get approved. Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't have to
You'll
get
see
approved.
Elsa on there. I've seen your page. It's
Yeah.
very cute.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
on
gorgeous.
there.
That's some of my favorite photo shoots. Elsa with Charlotte Rutherford for Playboy.
Yes.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah, we weren't sure
I'm
we liked them at
obsessed.
first.
I
remember?
know we always because
No, 'cause
everybody's
they're
such a
so-
huge fan of them, and even
Their editorial fashion. They're
even
so
Ryan
good.
Keeley. Remember when I was doing
Yeah.
the thing? He was like, "I just love those photos of you and
they're-
from Playboy."
Yeah.
It's
and-
because your hair isn't like what you would naturally
It was
go
a
to.
wig.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of a little bit abstract and like weird, but like that's what makes it cool because it was future coming out of the computer and
Yeah.
being like it was really cool.
When Holly was there on set with me, and I remember the first outfit I put it on, I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Oh my god, I hate the way I look." And I had never been on a photo shoot, especially for Playboy, especially for Playboy's magazine. So I looked in the mirror and I was like, I just hate the way I look.
I hate
And I was like, and I just went out there and I was like, and then everybody was so encouraging. And then I saw the photos. So that was my first time looking how I don't usually look. And I think it shocked
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And I still looked like me, but it just, even my
Yeah.
hair and the sinus, I do this same look.
I think
every
you
day.
were worried about having because you have such a brand yourself.
Yeah, I want people to recognize
Yeah.
me, and I didn't want to do completely.
Yes.
Different.
Yeah. But they did come out fabulous. And there's
Yeah.
some of we use them all the time.
Yeah.
Especially the one of you
Love
coming out of
them.
the computer. We use that all the time.
That's before I had implants, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
long ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, this has been fun. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys.
She's at Holly Ruprecht on Instagram.
Holly Lynn, Lyn.
Yeah, the other one got deleted
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
Shadow
deleted.
Band.
Shadow
Oh,
band.
and your shadow band.
I'm
now.
shadow banned now, and I got deleted for reposting sex workers.
Holly had a camel
If
toe
someone could
out
work-
and
if-
she
Ew.
was shadow band.
If someone could work on Instagram for us, that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, this was
Never.
fun. Go and check us out at Heartbreakers Pod on Instagram, and YouTube is Heartbreakers Podcast, and streaming on all other platforms. Subscribe. Keep subscribing. You need to know in case all of our accounts get deleted that you will still know where to find our episodes.
Which that's never happening. Hopefully.
Well, the Instagram got deleted once before. It used to be
Oh, yeah,
Heartbreakers
yeah, yeah,
Podcast.
yeah.
Now we have Heartbreakers Pod because we took the other one, but it's deleted. It's all very weird.
Yeah.
Fucking stuff.
Whatever, Instagram. I
Yeah.
have to be on it.
Have a good week, guys.
Bye.